Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining our webinar on the Hemingways Collection. I'm very excited to be telling you more about Hemingways Watamu, which is, I'm sure, the real reason why you have joined this webinar. And many of you already know about and have booked and used and sent guests to Hemingways Nairobi and Seki in the Mara. And what most people really want to know about is what's new and what's changed at Hemingways Watamu. I will say that I was out there seeing all three during a fam trip in December, just before Christmas. They were fabulous. It was great. We had a wonderful time. I'm really, really proud of these hotels, how they're run, how they're going, and the guest feedback that we are currently getting from all of them is phenomenal and fantastic. And the feedback from all of you. So thank you very much. Do keep in touch and let me know your thoughts and the more. We can only strive and continue to improve if we hear back from you. So constant feedback is always great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through quite quickly Nairobi and Seki because many of you know them. And as I said, I'm aware that most people are really here to hear about Hemingways Watamu. So without further ado, going straight into Hemingways Nairobi, we had a wonderful stay when we were here. The wonderful thing about Hemingways Nairobi is it always has quite a calm feel about it. And people often say, you know, how full is the hotel? Because when they're there, it feels quite empty. But actually, very often, even when the hotel is full, it doesn't give that feeling of being overcrowded and busy. And but it's still got a sort of lovely buzz about it on the terrace with lots of people dining, either residents or non-residents. But it never feels that it's sort of overcrowded. You feel that you've got your space and the sort of lovely landscape gardens and works really well as a hotel. That's why it's so popular. Do book well in advance if you can. We have got lots of sort of like fully booked dates ahead of us, and I'd hate it if you were disappointed. I think people have in the past assumed that Kenya is never going to be fully booked and there's going to be plenty of room, but I'm afraid, hopefully, that those days are sort of slightly behind us. So Hemingways Nairobi, for those that don't know, we're only 30 kilometres from JKIA, the main international airport, and 15 kilometres from Wilson. One of the best things I took away from this fam trip with regards to Hemingways Nairobi was actually how little time we spent in traffic. That new bypass is fantastic. We really never queued. It was very easy, very seamless, and we spent more time at the hotel and less time sitting in a traffic jam, which has been sort of reputation for the past, and it can stay in the past because it really is. It was very easy getting from both to and from both airports, which I did a number of times. We've got 45 suites in the hotel. We have got both executive and deluxe rooms, deluxe being the entry level rooms, and then the executive suites are on the first floor and the deluxe are on the ground floor. The only difference between them really is that sort of like first floor, ground floor, and that they've got a vaulted, the first floor executive suites have got vaulted ceiling. And then we've got the two presidential suites as well. They're both absolutely massive, great size, and has got all the sort of butler service and all the sort of like all of the facilities that people expect and need from the hotel. 2018 rates we haven't changed from previous years, and it's still $750 for dollars per night per room from the which is at the entry level deluxe suite. And we're open all year round, so we don't close for we don't close at any point during the year. This is sort of like quite the iconic picture of the sort of entry level into the sort of like lobby, which I always say is sort of like a little mini grand. It's a lovely atmosphere when you walk in, big and airy and open and light, and wonderful staff that greet you. They're so efficient. There was a number of times I had to leave bags and going on different flights, and they were always there to greet me with the correct bag at the right time. So really efficient. They've got wonderful systems in place here. So here are some images of dining and the bar. Got a lovely bar. The dining there is phenomenal. We are number one on TripAdvisor, and many of those are for the standards of the food that we get there. So it's lovely whether people just want to pop in for dinner one night, whether they're staying at the hotel, and whether they're sort of in at the brasserie or on the terraces. It's a lovely place in the evening to dine outside on the terraces in particular, or upstairs in the bar to have a drink. Here's an image of the room. As you know, that trunk in front of you pops up and there's a wide screen TV. You walk in the room, there's fresh fruit. The butler's explained to you how the room works. Beautiful bathrooms behind. And top right hand picture here, you can see it's 80 square meters for the bathroom and the whole suite, and that, which is huge, is a walk-in wardrobe and separate loo and shower. And then the image below is showing the presidential suite. So we have interconnecting rooms in all of the room categories. So that means that the presidential suite, the two sort of larger suites, can become 2-bedroom suites, but also we have interconnecting rooms on both the deluxe and the executive rooms as well. Wonderful views over the Ngong Hills. It's set in 10 acres of garden, so we've only built on 8 acres. That's on 2 acres, which leaves 8 acres of garden. And you really do feel a sort of a country club relaxed feeling about it. So there's wonderful views on the Ngong Hills and Hadidas birds coming in, and the beautiful sort of like other birds and flowers and flora and fauna, and it's a lovely place to start or end a safari. We've also got we've got a boutique shop there as well, but also it's a great jumping on spot for going to the Giraffe Manor or the Sheldrake Elephant Orphanage or Karen Blixen Museum. So there's masses and masses to do. There's some wonderful shops around Karen as well, so lots of places for if people want to spend a day or 2 days in Nairobi, there is plenty to do. Food, as I said before, is a major feature at Hemingways Nairobi, and we certainly enjoyed some incredible food. I had lobster thermidor when I was there. You can tell I didn't really hold back, but it is renowned for its steaks, and really is incredible, the presentation and the service at the hotel. We have butler service throughout, and the butlers are trained at the London School of Butlers. Everyone falls in love with their butler and sort of says that they wish that they could take them home with them. They do really make life run very smoothly when you're there. It's highly professional, it's as I said, I'm very proud of representing this hotel, because it does live up to its reputation, and as I say, you know, the fact that it's #1 on TripAdvisor does speak volumes, and it really does deserve it. So that's Hemingways Nairobi. Moving on to Hemingways in the Masai Mara. Here, this is called Old Seki. Many of you will know it's a place very close to my heart, because it's somewhere I used to run back in 2005, actually before Hemingways bought it. So it is something that I know incredibly well. I love selling it. Love talking to everyone about it, because I know how special it is. So at a glance, what we have is Old Seki is it's got the Old Seki and Nabosho airstrip. It's in the Nabosho Conservancy. It's only a 45-minute flight, very easy access from Nairobi. We have got 8 tents in total. We've got 6 of the double tents, which are also called Nina tents, luxury tents, which are wonderful for honeymooners and couples, but they're absolutely massive and huge. I'll be sending you pictures of that. And then we have got the Simba and the Chewy tents, which are the 2 family tents, which they're 2 quite differently distinct tents, and I will be telling you a little bit more about those. And then where it says 2017 rates, actually it's meant to say 2018 rates, but they haven't changed. The green season is from $540 per person sharing, and then of course, which you will all know because it's very well known for its significantly strong offers. The 2 that you are keen to you all are Bride Goes for Free, and which is very attractive for those honeymooners, obviously, and then the Stay 3 Pay 2 offer, which again, you know, it's a third off and has been incredibly popular and has really kept Old Seki on the map. We've had a brilliant 2017 season, not just with our occupancy levels, but more importantly, our feedback from guests. And as I've said, you know, from tour operators, it's you guys that we want to hear the feedback from, and we're consistently getting great feedback on that. So thank you so much for all your support. So where is Old Seki? It's in the Nabosho Conservancy, which is on the eastern side of the Masai Mara. Being a conservancy has got so many advantages now. There are only 7 camps in the area, 7, and therefore you see very few other people, but you do see plenty of incredible wildlife. The conservancy has meant that the cat population is incredible. It's very healthy, and the amount of game that moves through it is extraordinary. And again, I was there in December, and we had wonderful sightings. And we were very lucky. But most of the time, when we get feedback, and we always get feedback of the excellent game viewing opportunities. So we're very, very pleased with what we have. So it's set high. The reason people sell Old Seki, the USPs, are really about the wow factor of the tents and how big they are. They're very round, they're very romantic, they've got 270-degree views, but they're set up on a rocky promontory, so they look down onto the plains below. So it's got quite a spectacular view, but you can also game view from your tents. There's lovely decking outside the tents, so it's a good place to relax and look and watch the wildlife and the game go by. So you can be peaceful at your tents and watch it, or go out on your game drives. So lots of sort of different opportunities to see it, but massive, great big beds, and then also a single bed, which is like a sofa as well. So if you do need to put triples in there, we can do it quite easily. These are the sort of the Nina tents. The previous slide, send it back again. That's a sort of view from a Nina tent, from the 6 luxury tents that we've got. But then I also talked about we've got these family tents, the 2 family tents, one which is all under one roof, and you've got bedroom, sitting room, dining room and bedroom all under one canvas. That's great for the younger children that sort of want to be closer to their parents. And then you've got this wonderful sitting room, dining room area in the middle. Get your own chef, and you get your own private dining and your own private vehicle as well. So that is very attractive. We can get 6 into this sort of tent as a whole, which is as long as we can get them onto the sort of single vehicle. So there's lots of capacity for small parties in there, and then we have a second tent, which is a second family tent, which is under 3 separate canvases, and they're joined by walkways. So you've got separate bedrooms, and it means that maybe either older couples traveling together, or couples traveling together, or older children that might want a little bit of privacy but still be sort of in the same unit. That's the one that will work best for that. So you've got 2 bedrooms and in separate tents, and a separate sitting room, dining room area, and it's all joined by a walkway. Dining options at Old Seki, it's generally communal dining, but we can always do private dining for any couples. We're used to having honeymooners. We've got our strong honeymoon offer, so we do get a lot of honeymooners in, but we can also do bush dining as well. There are various options. We do either group bush breakfast, or we can, at an additional cost, we can actually do also private dining, either in the sort of cave underneath the camp, or out on the plains. So that can always be organised for the honeymooners, and is very popular. I briefly touched on the game, about how strong it is, but as I've said, we've got wonderful game viewing experiences, and it's done. It's been very popular. Our bookings for 2018 are looking great, and we're really proud of what Old Seki has achieved. The guides were fantastic when I was there. The vehicles are looking good. The tents are looking great, and the tents are always constantly going under a sort of constant rolling refurbishment program. So lots of updates constantly happening at Old Seki. Okay, so now on to the main event at Watamu, as you've all been waiting for. So it has been an 18-month, $12 million refurbishment. So it's been a little bit more than a lick of paint. We have done a huge amount of work to it, and it looks fabulous. It retains enough of the old traditional, the old hotel, as in the values of the staff, the service, and some of the layout of the hotel. You can still, your old timers returning there, because we have lots of people. We have many repeaters that come here, that can sort of see the nod to the past. But there is a lot of changes here, a lot of improvements that have been made. We were full over Christmas. We opened just before Christmas. In fact, I think our family opened with a wedding. So that was quite a baptism of fire, and then straight after that my fam trip went in. So yeah, they started quite a steep learning curve, and then straight away into Christmas and New Year, and they were full, and they did incredibly well, and you know, it was wonderful feedback on it. So we're very proud of what we've done. So Hemingways Watamu, getting the best way to get there is Malindi Airport. We can also go in through Mombasa, but it is more convenient and easier to go into Malindi. So whatever flights you're routing, I mean, if they're international and they're coming into Mombasa, then obviously that's the best way for access from internationally. But if you're within Kenya coming from Nairobi, go to Malindi Airport, because it is really a very easy transfer. If you're at Seki or in the Masai Mara, sometimes it is to check which route is better. They can either go from inside the reserve, or Kiombo Kikorok, direct into Malindi. But if there is not a flight available for that, because you need a minimum of, I think, 4 passengers, and if there isn't a flight available, it is sometimes and usually just as quick to go back to Nairobi. It's the way we did it, and it was terribly convenient and very easy. We went Seki, Nairobi, on to Malindi, and then it's just a 20-minute transfer to the hotel. So what's changed? We've got 39, it used to be a 75-key hotel. We now have 39 hotel rooms over 2 categories. And we have got 15 apartments. We've got 3 1-bedrooms, we've got 16 2-bedrooms, and 2 4-bedrooms. The apartments are stunning. I will go on and tell you a little bit more about those, as are the hotel rooms. But the biggest change is in the apartment side. 2018 rates. We start from 320 per double in the standard season. One of the changes is that we are now on a bed and breakfast basis, not on a half ball plate basis, which what it used to be, but it does represent great value for money here. I will go on and talk about dining, I think, in the next bit of the slides, and why we've made those decisions. But the rates are great. And the other thing I should really say is that we have got we've got special offers. Nearly forgot what I was going to say there. We've got special offers on, which is stay 4, pay 3, and we have got stay 7, pay 5. So they're great, good, strong offers to encourage you to come back. So you've got the option of safari add-on, or you've got a bit more of a fly and flop of a whole week there. So lots of different offers available to you. So here we go, the first sort of slides of what the new hotel looks like. So many of you remember this swimming pool, which was part of the old sort of like what was there originally, but all around it has been re-landscaped. We have included a second swimming pool at the back of the not at the back of the hotel, but behind the 39 hotel rooms, which was the old north wing. So we now have 2 swimming pool areas. They've entirely changed the restaurant area. It's much more open. It's not sort of dug down into the sort of the drop down into the pit with the buffet that you used to have. It's more a la carte dining. It's a lot more open view onto the ocean in front of you, whereas before that it was sort of felt slightly more closed in. It's much more sort of open view, so that is lovely. We have got, if you remember the old north and south wing, we're looking here at the south wing, and that was where we had the 3-story hotel rooms where all the suites were. This is now our apartments, and they are incredible. So that is the south wing. The north wing is where the 39 hotel bedrooms are. So to go on and tell you a little bit more about the breathtaking apartments, they really are the ones that really wowed us, all of us as tour operators walking in there, or agents walking in there and having a look at it. It really is a stunning, the apartments are stunning. The whole layout is fantastic. Not only do they sort of offer lovely bedrooms, but beautiful balcony space, wonderful sort of living room, dining room area, beautiful kitchen. Now we don't expect, it's a fully functioning kitchen with everything that you would need. Now we don't expect people to be slaving away in the evening cooking their own dinner, but equally the facilities are there if you want them. If it's anything from making your own breakfast, or whether you would making your own breakfast, or whether it is just sort of like making a snack if it's children, if you've got family there and children. So it does give plenty of other options, but these are sold on a bed and breakfast basis. They can use all of the hotel facilities. It is totally expected to do that. We can offer certain amounts of we've got a menu of in-room dining as well that we can offer in these apartments. As I said, beautiful balconies, amazing views over the sea. The whole layout is just so beautifully done. So we're very proud of what we've got to offer in these. Then moving on to the deluxe, deluxe rooms in the hotel side, 39. The hotel side where we've got the deluxe bedrooms. These are on the second floor. So we built on the north wing, we have built a whole new floor, and these are these bedrooms here. We have the televisions in here, we've got butler service, so it's really taking things a step up into these beautiful balconies that open up. So these are the rooms that I stayed in, and they're lovely. And then we have the so there's another example of a twin deluxe room as well, so you can see it's really well laid out. Then we also have on the ground on the first floor our standard rooms, which are the sort of entry level rooms, which are the sort of on the bed and breakfast basis again, which are really lovely, really well priced, huge bathrooms at the back, access onto the beach, so really nice settings on all of those. So you've got it's sort of like you've got your wonderful hotel rooms, which are really, really well priced, but some of the standard where you've got sort of more penthouse rooms, and you've got your butlers, you've got your standard rooms where you've got access onto straight out of the rooms onto the beach. And then you've got your wonderful apartments, which are great for small families or small groups. And don't forget, we also have the one-bedroom apartments as well, which will be brilliant for honeymooners. So we've got the bar area. There's the odd nod to the past, as I said. One of the places that the actual bar itself hasn't actually changed much, which is great. So it keeps some of that tradition going. But the actual casing around the bar has been changed, so it opens out much better, and you can sort of have that wonderful sea view. Our dining options, we've got plenty of dining options throughout Hemingways Watamu. We've got the Geddes Bar, which is sort of like can be ice creams and pastries and coffee shop. We've then got plenty of other places to dine, whether it be at the bar area or in the restaurant, and we've can run the same menu going throughout. We offer dining throughout the evening and at lunchtime, but the reason we have, and I said I'd discuss this, the reason we've gone for the bed and breakfast option is because there are so many wonderful dining options when you are in Watamu, in and around. And what they wanted to say is there are some great restaurants. Explore. This is not just about coming to stay at one hotel and staying under one area for the whole time. There are so many wonderful places to explore. We're putting on electric tuk-tuks to get people around, so that you can go up to the Pili Pan, which is a wonderful restaurant close by, or the Crab Shack. We can just transfer people quite easily by the tuk-tuks, which is quite fun and easy. So it gives people a way of experiencing Watamu as a destination, and not just Hemingways as a hotel. We're giving you an amazing place to jump off from, to stay in, to explore the whole area, which takes me nicely into the activities and what we can offer as activities, because what you can do, it is so much more than a hotel that you just lie around and enjoy a good book. And of course you can do that, and that is just wonderful. partly what I like to do. But I think my 2 days at Hemingway's made me realise just exactly what can be done here. There's not only the snorkeling out at the marine park, which is just in front of Hemingway's, and there's all of that. That is great to do. That's almost a sort of given that you know that is there. But we went dolphin watching, which was absolutely amazing. Obviously, that is seasonal, and then we've got seasonal whale watching as well, which is it's fabulous to go and see that, and go and that is from sort of June through till September. So that's it's a fantastic experience to go and do that. I wasn't there at the right time, so we saw the dolphins. So that was win-win. But there's also we went to the crab shack and had fresh crab samosas made for us, and walked along the sort of like the boardwalks along to the mangroves. There's the Watamu Marine Association is absolutely fascinating, in their work that they're doing locally on a local level to keep the beaches clean and clear of plastics, and then how they're recycling and how they're helping the local community and how they're getting the local community involved, of which Hemingways Watamu is getting incredibly involved, as are the other hotels and in the area as well. And everyone's working really as a team to ensure that everyone's experience is as clean as possible, and part of the whole sort of like global cleanup of our oceans. But that was truly fascinating and very heartwarming to hear so much from them and hear the work that's going on. So the other activities that we did, which is amazing, is we went up the Meader Creek, the Meader Creek to on a dhow, which was beautiful. Did a sunset dhow cruise, and some incredible food was laid on for us, which your guests would experience as well. But not only that, we can do they can do a lunchtime sail up Meader Creek, but that's really well worth doing, and I would suggest everyone would want to do that at least one time during their time there. We can do all of the sort of non-motorized activities, including a sort of windsurfing, and there's kite surfing that's available. We can do a paddy dive course. We can organise that at a nearby hotel. They can do deep sea fish diving, which is wonderful to do. Obviously, Watamu, Hemingway's and its reputation for deep sea fishing, that still continues. It is very popular, and in season that's a great thing to do as well. So deep sea fishing, and visiting the Gedi ruins. So those that are interested in history and culture, then it's wonderful to go and do that. Shopping trips to Malindi. It's sort of endless, as I said. Relax by one of the 2 swimming pools. Or read a book. As I've said, we have a second swimming pool, which is just tucked behind the north wing, and that's quite good, because if the weather is a little bit inclement and the wind picks up, it's quite nice to be able to tuck in behind the north wing rooms, and then you've got a lovely sheltered area there. So that is there's sort of plenty to do and see at Hemingways Watamu. It's a great destination. There's the food is great, our reviews are great, our services is fantastic. We've retained many of the staff that we had before, so it really is up and running and ready for you to all send your guests. If you've got any questions, then please do let me know. I'm really happy to answer anything about Nairobi, Watamu, or our Seki in the Mara. We are proud of what we've produced in this collection, and they do all now work really well as a circuit. Whereas as before we had slight sands alone, and they all met a different market. Whereas now Hemingways Watamu is fabulous for the honeymooners. It's great for the families, because we've now got the apartments which work really well for the families, but they also do this sort of like empty nesters, think it's wonderful. So it does now cover a lot more areas, and yet it feels sort of still sort of small and intimate as a sort of boutique hotel. It doesn't feel large and sort of sprawling. It does still have that wonderful personal touch to it. If you've got any questions, you know where to find me. You can email me at lucinda@farhorizonsmarketing.com. Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.